everyone, Joella May here. Don't forget to like and subscribe down at the bottom. Today I am going to do a little yoga, morning stretch, release for the night after the full moon. I am in a park called Buffalo Park, and it's in Flagstaff, Arizona. So I have this gorgeous mountain view behind me. Yeah. I put my camera on auto adjust to me, so I don't know how this video is going to come out because of that. We'll see. It's something new I'm trying with my phone. Anyway, so as the weather comes in, you hear that thunder. Oh my goodness. So, I'm going to scoot back a little bit here so I can keep my hands on the mat. I brushed out as many little rocks underneath the mat as I could, but you know, it's nature. So, first up, let's just relax our bodies. I forget all the names of the poses. But anyway, so we lie down this way. You just kind of like breathe in and out through your nose. While you just kind of relax, feel the air around you, and just let it fill your body and mind. And just enjoy the sounds of nature around us as we do so. I think this is called child's pose. Yeah. Okay, so just relax in child's pose, and we'll do about 10 breaths in and out through our nose as we relax. Breathe out. Take a nice long deep breath in. Hold it for a second. And then let go. Remember, in and out through the nose. That should be about breath number 5. Breathe in on 8. Hold for a moment and release. And 2 more times. Breathe in, hold, and release. And now come up to cat-cow pose. Well, table pose first. And then for a cat, you'll breathe in and let your diaphragm go up. So your back will curve like a cat. And as you release, you'll let it go back out like a cow with the belly. Breathe in like a cat. And breathe out like a cow. Do that about 5 or 10 times. And you can sway your hips back and forth a little bit. Bring your body down and up and around. You don't always have to stay in one particular pose. Helps your body move around and to feel where your body needs to release. Because if you always do exactly the same poses all the time, there might be parts of your body that never get released. So sometimes I'll take the cat pose down and the cow pose up, just to give a little more fluidity and motion to all the muscles in my body, because they like to move around too. Not just straight yoga poses. This is more of a moment of relaxation and enjoying nature. You can roll your head, you can let your head drop, you can let your shoulders drop. Good morning.
Good morning.
After I've done that a few times, my hips always want to open up a little more. So I bring one leg forward, my other one back. And just kind of reach. I like to roll my wrists so I can feel the air from end to end. Like it's so from side to side. And I'll do it in all the directions of each. And then I'll bring my hands together for a nice long deep breath and stretch. Sometimes my ponytail gets caught. And I'll pull my arms back. I'll show you the side view in a second. When I switch my legs, you'll see it from the back side. Sometimes I might open my mouth a little bit, but I still breathe out through my nose. I'll hold my tongue to the top of my teeth and mouth so the air does not escape my mouth, only releases from my nose. I'll do that sometimes to give it a little bit more force in my breath. Now I'll switch to the other side so you can see what my backside was doing. As I'll turn my knee out, straighten out my leg, do the front rotation first, do a side stretch, do a side stretch, a side pull, and a side pull. Drop the shoulder to the elbow. It's always really nice, especially for this muscle right here, which is the one that's been hurting me forever. It works better when the knee is bent. Now I'll slow down a little bit. It's interesting watching the camera move around because I move around. Yeah. One comes down, one comes up. The ponytail's out of the way, it's a lot easier. And just kind of bring your hands together. And just kind of like relax. And then you can like pull one way or the other. It really helps with the rotator cuff and shoulders. When you want to get that extra stretch out. And you can even switch hands, depending on your right hand, right-handed or left-handed, which muscle needs more of a stretch. slowly release and come back out. And slowly come back to center. As you can see, my back doesn't always stay perfectly aligned. I'll stick my butt out to open up my hips a little bit when I'm in these different positions. And do the side view of this one. So, when I was a kid in ballet class, they would call this butterfly pose. You hold your feet together and you go like this. It helps stretch out these muscles. You know, your inner thighs. Mosquitoes. Love to say hello. But they'll fly away if I blow on them. So I like to come back to this one a lot because right now all my tension is in the shoulder. So all of my stretches are based on releasing that tension. And I also have tension in my lower right hip. So I like to do exercise to release that. And then I'll do the opposite ones so my left side doesn't feel over tightened from my right side being pulled out. That's why it's always good to exercise both sides of your body evenly. Whether if one side hurts more or if the other side hurts more. As we have a tendency to coddle our injuries more than maintaining our bodies. So right now I'm just kind of stretching out my back and spine so it kind of goes down and then through the back of my leg that way. And switch it up so I can bring this shoulder to my knee. But I love the pull this gives right here in that one part. We don't realize how much tension lays in the back of our thighs because we don't squat enough in general. Oh, hitchhiker. That's what I usually call mosquitoes. Moment of balancing and meditation. Hands in front of the heart. You can either have them as regular prayer hands, or the one I like to do the most is when I bring it up, bring my hands together like so, and then bring them back to my heart like so. Right now I'm following the different pressure points or my meridian lines down the back of my neck, up on my skull, down my shoulders to release the tension that my body's been holding for a week now. Just stretch my hand up one side and then I'll do it again. So I'll turn around so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm kind of just like pulling on this to stretch it here, and I'm letting my hand kind of go into my wing to push it out a little at the same time. See, for my clients, I need them on the table because most people can't get their hands underneath their wing. But I'm also pulling my wing into my fingertip. It's one of the few times that I blow out my mouth is when I'm on one of these hard turns, because the lung capacity only gets to one side. And then I switch my knees before I do the turn to the other side. Because as I'm blowing out through my mouth, I'm turning myself a little bit more. And then when I put my legs out in front of me, put you over here. I like to stroke them to glide the tension down and out of my feet. So you don't get the mountain view anymore. I don't know if I can do this. I usually bring one knee up a little bit when I'm stretching on the opposite side because it gives it a much wider stretch than if I left my leg down. Because it gets more of that natural curve into my arm when my leg is up. I like to roll my shoulders forward to release the tension in the wings. Rolling back helps too, but I find rolling forward is more for me. Everyone's different. My stretching might be way too much for your body, but the fact that you even attempt to do what I do is an amazing accomplishment. Now, the reason why I have my legs crossed like this when I'm doing this is because I'm working more of my upper traps, where my wings are, than if I was doing it straight to where it would get the middle lower, if that makes any sense. You can feel the difference. You can try it both ways. You can try it straight if you want. But when I do it like that, I don't get that upper feeling. I get the tightness in here. But if I do it like this, then I'll feel the rollover up here more. So I can pull the upper chest in, which releases that part up here in my upper trapeze. You even got to crack my neck. Now, if you're not used to using the joint bones in your body, I do not recommend you trying to crack your own neck. I have been doing it to myself for many years. I'm in tune with my own body. So I allow myself to do these things to myself for myself. I hold no liability or anything of you trying what I do. I'm just showing you what I do. If it works for you, I love that. If it doesn't, well, hopefully it'll help you get an idea of what does work for you. But I don't want you to feel that you have to do the exercises I do exact, because I do them for my body. Everybody's body tweaks a little differently. Oh, I love looking at the mountain, having this view. You had this view for a moment. I didn't. I had the view of the trees. Now you do. Anyway, I'll give you back the view of the mountain, because I'm just about done with my stretching for the day. I didn't bring enough to eat for breakfast, so I need to go back to my car and get some more. But I will show you the view one more time. So this is where I am today, to breathe in nature. Buffalo Park, Flagstaff, Arizona. And the pretty bench that I sat on for breakfast. Well, thank you all for your time and enjoying my morning stretch. Joella May. Have a beautiful day. Grand Rising, you amazing souls.